Hey guys, it's your coach Roseanne from Treasure Fitness, and today is Tip Tuesday, a day where I get to share with you amazing tips that are going to help totally transform your lifestyle using fitness and nutrition. Now, a lot of people are always trying to get better, become fit, lose some weight. But the first thing I want to let you guys know or remind you is that this is a lifestyle. Has no end date. This is not something that you're going to do short term. So mentally, I want you to prepare yourself that this is something that you're going to do for the rest of your life. So you're going to have to commit to actually applying these steps forever. And so today's tip has to do with actually managing yourself. And the first tip I'm going to share with you guys is the following. If you want to be successful in this lifestyle, you have to manage your environment. Now, what do you mean by manage your environment? What that means is the following. Any space that you spend more than 4 hours in a day, or 8 hours, or a prolonged period of time, that's your environment. And that can either work for you or against you. And so what I'm proposing to you is the following. That space where you're going to be spending a lot of time, you want to ensure that that environment is managed by ensuring, number one, you do not have any of the bad foods in there. So don't bring them in. So if you're in your office, for instance, you're in the office, you are maybe at home, you want to ensure that you do not have candy, you don't want to have sweets, you don't want to have cakes, you don't want to have any of those snacks, I would call them, which are really not good snacks, that you can easily reach for them. Because the minute that environment is not managed, you've already lost the battle. So the first thing I want you guys to do, any place you're going to be spending more than 4 hours, manage that environment. If you find yourself driving a lot to work, ensure you do not have any stashed candy or chocolates in your car. Instead, you want to get stuff like maybe oranges, some grapes, some nuts, some apples. So you want to ensure that that environment is managed in that sense. Okay, that's tip number one. Tip number two, you want to plan your meals. It's so important that for you, in order to ensure that this becomes a lifestyle, you want to be able to plan your meals throughout the week. So you want to take a day, preferably a Saturday or a Sunday, a weekend, or a day that you're not working. Write down everything that you're going to be eating for the week. Write out when the days you're going to go shopping. And then when you go shopping, just execute. That's key. You want to make sure when you go shopping, piggy bank on number one, do not bring any snacks home, or do not bring any foods that you find you can go back to that you don't necessarily, you love, but don't necessarily work for you. So you want to make sure you don't have that. And then number two, you want to make sure you write out all the meals that you're going to be having throughout the week. That's what's going to help you become successful, and it's going to help you make this a lifestyle. Number three, you want to have a backup plan. Now, what do I mean when I say a backup plan? If you're finding that you are craving, or you find that you're bored, and you find maybe you eat out of emotion, I need you to come up with a backup plan, something that you love to do. For instance, it could be reading a book, it could be getting yourself out of that environment, maybe going for a walk, riding a bike, going for a swim, calling a friend. Any of those is going to work. So you want to make sure you have a backup plan. Now, all these tips that I'm giving you, you can see that it has a lot to do with you being very present and being very aware about your emotions, and being very aware about what things trigger you to eat all these bad foods. So you've got to be very aware. So have that backup plan, so that when the moment comes in and you are craving all the wrong foods, go out and do some exercises. Go out and jump rope. It's going to take a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes for that, for that anticipation of wanting to eat whatever it is you want to eat to disappear. So make sure you have a backup plan. And then finally, this is so important. I want you guys to remember, if you're struggling with your weight loss, I want you to remember this. It didn't take you overnight to gain that weight. So it's not going to go overnight. So I need you to have in your mind, make up in your mind that this is going to be in the long haul. But what you want to do is, once you begin to implement these steps that I'm giving you, I want you to begin to celebrate those small victories. Because what happens is, these victories are not super small after all. What happens is they end up accumulating, and these small victories end up becoming this big, massive victory for you. So celebrate those small improvements. It could be you're not bloated anymore. It could be you're getting stronger. It could be you're noticing your belt is not as tight anymore. Your pants are getting looser. Your dresses are getting looser. Those are the victories that you want to celebrate. So don't identify yourself with a number. For instance, if I am not 150 pounds or if I'm not 70 kilos, I haven't achieved my goal. No, please do not let numbers identify you. These small victories are what are going to help you stick it in the long haul. So celebrate these small victories because after all, they are not that small. So those are my tips for you guys this Tuesday. And remember, as always, you have one body, you have one life, so treasure it.